Hello, hello, hello. My name is Stacy. Welcome to my channel, Simply Liminal. I have been toying with the idea of a name change for my channel for several months, and so I'm still not entirely sure. I feel whispers, but I'm not sure yet. Anyway, so this may be the last video you see under the channel name Simply Liminal. I hope my followers stick with me. I have ideas for change and doing things a little bit different. But anyway, life is about change. And sometimes it's the best thing that you can do for yourself to change. Even small steps are a difference. So anyway, I wanted to welcome everybody into our December reading. And I hope you guys all had a nice November. It was actually a pretty nice month. Started nice weather-wise here. I'm in northeastern Montana, and winter hit actually on Thanksgiving evening with some blazing wind and then some rain and then some snow. And now we have winter. As a matter of fact, when I was feeding my horses this morning, I think the wind chill was 20 below. So winter is definitely with us. And, that's the way it is. The weather is interesting right now. I mean, Arizona's getting rain. That's unusual, too. I mean, record rainfalls, not just a little bit of rain. What else is going on in the world right now? Just to kind of get started with this reading. The solar system, solar flares have been a big part of November, changing our energy. We have several comets flying around. And you can call 3i Atlas a comet or not. I'm not getting on the bandwagon that it's something besides that. It's definitely from outside of our solar system, though, and it's bringing interesting energy to our field, to our sun, and probably around the time of the winter solstice, it'll be having its closest approach to us here on our little, blue planet, third rock from the sun. So that should be interesting. Let's see what else is going on. Jupiter just went retrograde, so we might be feeling that. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and abundance, and so we might be feeling constricted in those ways. Neptune will end its retrograde coming up pretty shortly into December. I'm not quite sure of the exact date. That'll be leaving us with Jupiter, Uranus, and Chiron, not a planet, an asteroid, but pretty important, especially in your healing process with your shadow work. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, but Saturn and Mercury went direct at the end of November, and we probably will feel those changes. There's always a little shadow, but those major planets, Mercury always takes its toll, though I thought this one has felt comfortable. Saturn in retrograde can really feel like you're in even more trouble with your school teachers than you usually are. But now we're kind of going into Saturn moving direct, and that's a little bit more of the loving, fatherly energy, not so much the scolding or whooping your butt kind of energy. So we got a lot going on the planet. The planet is feeling all the stuff that's going on in the solar system. We had a quiet period with earthquakes, but now we are having pretty big earthquakes in several places on the earth. Volcanoes are going off. As a matter of fact, maybe the most interesting one, and the name of it eludes me right now, but a volcano in Ethiopia that has been dormant for 12,000 years just erupted at the end of November. Pretty crazy when you think about the time span. So Earth is definitely shifting. The plates are moving. If you look back to about 12,000 years ago, that was a complete change for humanity. It was the Younger Dryas period, and we were moving into cold, a whole different, probably society structure for people. And, the planet is changing again, and everything on the planet is changing. So the best thing I can say to you is take a breath, exhale during all this change, and weather the storm with as much grace as you can. So I took a lot of time to say that, so I'm going to move on to our reading now. So as always, let me light my candle. We want to call in spirit. I always like to read with a candle lit, even if you don't see it in my readings. There's always a candle by me. I also want to, ring some bells today to call in spirit for this very beautiful December reading. December is cold right now where I'm at, but the sun is shining and that always makes things feel better. So we are going with the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. This is what I've done my monthly readings with for a couple years now. But let me move my candle out of the way so I don't knock it over with my shuffling. Last year I did them a little bit different. This year I've called in this deck kind of as messages to us from the overall collective spirit that's guiding us all to our mind, our body, and our soul. And that's what we'll continue to do, I think, in the new year, unless I'm at the last minute directed to do something different. I might be, one never knows. For my other big readings that I do on the channel, my Wheel of the Year readings, I will be shifting to a new deck, and I haven't decided yet what deck it's going to be, and I'm not going to overthink it. I just know that when the time is right for that reading to start, I'll know which deck I'm using for this next cycle of the Wheel of the Year. So let's see what messages we have for us. All right. So this is our message for our mind. This is our message for our body. This is our message for our spirit. Just gonna leave kind of the deck sitting over here. Kind of like to leave it in frame. Just doing something a little bit different this time. Okay, so let's look at our message for our mind. Oh, and we have an upside down, but this is cow spirit, and this has come up, I think, 3 months in a row. But we are in an upside down, which is protective. It is protection energy, which is a little bit different look at stuff. The cow, I'm going to turn this upside down or upside right, just so you can get a look at the deck. The artwork in these are beautiful. Cow spirit here tells us that the miracles are endless. And I will read from the guidebook, but I want you to remember that we can manifest anything we want. The only thing that holds us back is our own selves and our own thought processes. And I say that with someone who feels held back sometimes, knowing that my attitude, my thought processes, sometimes the things I say could be holding me back. And so we all just need to learn and be very aware of that. So the protection message with this card says, Cow Spirit asks us to pay attention to how we nourish our mind, our body, and our spirit right now, because we are wobbling around like a newborn calf on its unsteady legs. Perhaps you've been spending too much time distracting yourself on the internet or obsessing over a new relationship or choosing to eat food that is not healthy. Whatever it is, you're being nudged to assess how you're looking after your needs. Remember, the universe has a way of reflecting back to you the events and conditions that match how you treat yourself. Cow Spirit reminds you that the universe wants to give you the very best, but needs you to do your part to participate and nourish your well-being. Heed the message and everything will shift in your favor. So this is our mind, and this is a perfect message for our mind, because how we perceive things all comes from our mind. It's like in the tarot, it's the suit of swords. That's the mental acuity that we have, and what we can create with our mind, how we accept or express ourselves also comes from that. So really interesting for us. Let's look at our next message here. We have our message from body, and we have Canary Spirit. This card also showed up. It's not been recent, but sometime in the summer. And it says, sing your own song. And this is beautiful. One of the things I like about this deck is, not just is the artwork fabulous, but every one of these has like a crown, whether it's a natural crown like this cow is wearing, or this is just a canary, kind of the king of birds, singing your own song. Another beautiful message. And this is for our body. So this might be telling us to do something a little bit different to nourish our body. Something that people might think, well, that's crazy that you've decided to do that. Or why would you want to, be 80 years old and start yoga or Pilates or Tai Chi? Do what you want. Sing your own song. You're going to find what's right for you. So the message here is and this is an oracle message because the card came to us upright. Or this is how Colette designed the deck. Canary Spirit arrives to help you find your authentic voice and express what is in your heart. Free yourself to experience your inner light and let it shine, as Canary Spirit sings to remind you of your inherent joy and to support you as you sing your own song. Now is the time to let the world know who you really are. There you are. It's kind of like a coming out card. And I don't mean that in any way, but just finding your true self and learning to express that. That's what I mean by that. So let me get back to the message here. Canary Spirit's message is that you are free to be yourself and express your most cherished desires. The world wants to hear your song. If your inquiry is about a relationship, you're being called to be fully yourself, for only then will you find harmony and joy. You can make music with others so beautifully when your note rings true. So that doesn't have to be a relationship. And if this is a relationship thing, you'll know if that is directed at you in a relationship sense or in a broader sense. But if this is a relationship thing, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a partnership or like a marriage kind of relationship or that kind of commitment. It can be a friendship or even a relationship with coworkers. You know, sometimes, especially if you have close ones in your lives, close coworkers, even your neighbors, you're going to feel that connection with them. So, all right, let's take a look at what our message for our spirit is from the overall collective guiding us. Oh, we have Bobcat Spirit, and isn't this fun? This is the message for Bobcat Spirit, and isn't this card stunning? The message is life is a mystery. So yes, it is. It is a mystery, and the world is changing, and you know, we're riding along with it. You know, might feel like we're in the rapids sometimes. Sometimes it might feel like we've got kind of smooth sailing. But life is a mystery and we don't know where we're going exactly. But the best thing to do is to face it, you know, with a smile and some lightness. And like I said, when things feel bumpy, the worst thing that we can do for ourselves is to inhale and then pause, hold that in. That kind of centers trauma in our heart, in our lungs, in that heart chakra. And then it sticks there because we can't let it go. So take that breath in, but then relax it out, breathe it out, exhale. That's going to help you through whatever we're going to face. And so the mystery is ahead of us. And so this is perfect, of course, that this is a message for our spirit because we all are connected to our souls, even though sometimes we don't necessarily feel connected. Like sometimes we feel terribly disconnected. And then, we can feel really unsettled, even angry, or our behavior cannot be as good as it could be, if we're feeling that way. But know that spirit is always with us, that our personal spirit, whether it be your soul that you're connecting to, your connection to the divine, or those special spirit guides that are with you for your whole entire life, or the spirit guides that come in, for a minute or 10 days, like we're connected to those too, but we don't know where we're going and we don't always know the answers. And that does make life a mystery. So let's see what Colette says about that. The Oracle message here says, Bobcat moves furtively and mysteriously. And when Bobcat Spirit appears to you, she brings a powerful reminder that not all things in life can be explained or understood through the power of the intellect. Trying to figure things out, to find logical explanations, or predict what will happen based on reasons and facts will not provide you with the certainty and comfort that you seek. And that can feel very unsettling. I understand, because I like to look at a roadmap and I like to know where I'm going and I like to know the path that's going to take me there. But sometimes that's not how life works for us. Bobcat asks that you trust in the great mystery and let the secrets of the universe reveal themselves to you through direct experience. Allow your vision to slip into soft focus, and you will see between the lines and observe what has been hidden there all along. It also says this, Bobcat Spirit helps you to know intimately the pulse of the divine in the world. Trust the wisdom and revelations that come to you, yet know that understanding may not come as you would like it to. What you experience through your heart and intuition, which comes to you as the voice of your inner knowing, will guide you now as you accept that secrecy is woven into the fabric of existence. No matter what, the appearance of Bobcat Spirit is a sign that you are being called to trust, even when what is revealed does not agree with your need for intellectual certainty. And like I said, I'm a pretty concrete person in that sense. I'm a Leo sun and moon, but my Virgo is my rising sign. And for a long time, I thought my Virgo must be broken or busted, that my Leo was dragging it into the trenches of disorder and chaos and creativity. But my Virgo is there, and I feel that in this kind of thing, I do like to know the path. I like to know how things are going to end up, though I don't really like to know the ending of a book or a movie. I like to be surprised if I don't figure it out on my own. But Bobcat Spirit is telling us to enjoy the mystery, enjoy the gift that we have, and just take a breath and let yourself go down the path and experience what comes at you and learn from it in the best ways that you possibly can. Okay, so those are our messages from for our mind, body, and spirit. I'm kind of called to do like a bonus card, and maybe because this is December and so we're closing out 2025, which has been a challenging year, maybe not as challenging as last year was. We all feel things differently. There were a lot of challenges this year, I'm not gonna lie. 2025 adds up to 9, so that is the end of a cycle kind of year. So next year, 2026, we start over. We're in a brand new cycle. We are at 1 again, numerologically, and that is everything. I mean, that card is the Magician, right? And the Magician can do anything in the tarot. The Magician has all the tools, all the elements, and all the knowledge needed to put things together. But the Magician is still at the beginning of the journey. Not quite as much as the Fool, but pretty much right after. There's a lot of learning left to do. But know that this year that's coming, 2026, will be full of potential, and we all have the tools to do whatever it is that we need to do for ourselves. So I'm just called to look at the bottom deck, or the bottom card over here. I pulled these cards from the top, but let's just see what the bottom is, because sometimes, hey, time to collaborate. So Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. Let's just kind of lay this here in frame. I don't want to cover these up, but hopefully you guys can see that. Well, maybe it doesn't matter. That's another interesting card over there. But so we have Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. And this is what maybe we need to know most about the end of this year, December, as we're closing it, and moving into January, which will be coming to us sooner than we even can expect. It's the beginning of the calendar year. It'll be the beginning, really, of the new cycle of the wheel of the year, though that really happens on the winter solstice, which is, I don't know, is that the 19th or 20th? I haven't looked yet if it's the 19th or the 20th of December, but really January is kind of the beginning of everything. So time to collaborate might be telling us that those friends that we were connected to earlier, knowing your people, knowing who you need to rely on, it's time to find those people to collaborate with, because they are going to help you move forward. You are going to help them move forward on this crazy journey that we call life. And, I didn't think about it, but I just noticed it now as I was looking up the card. This is the number 1 card. So I was just talking about 2026 being a number 1 year numerologically. And now we are given the number 1 card in the deck, and it is telling us to collaborate. So here's what Colette Baron Reid has written about this card. The oracle message is, when Ant Spirit comes to visit, it's to celebrate the benefits of working in partnership with others as part of a community or tribe. Spirit reminds you that to build your dream, you need to work with others. Accept help and trust in your most important partnership, the one you have with Spirit. Your intentions will come to fruition if you remain awake and focused on co-creating your reality with others and with Spirit. Remember that the world around you can easily seduce you if you don't have some sort of practice or discipline like meditation to keep you on track as you build the life you desire. Connecting with others and having accountability partners can be very helpful, as it's unlikely that everyone will fall asleep at the same time. The other message that Ant Spirit holds is that you are now at an auspicious time to ask for help and receive it, whether you need help assembling a team, finding a new tribe, or requesting assistance from others who are there for you. Everything is working to support you right now. So one thing that popped into my mind when I was reading this, as it's telling us you just need to ask for help. And this, of course, is true in our human life. Like sometimes we really need to just ask someone, can you help me fix my deck? Can you help me replace my whatever? I had furnace problems last month. I can't do that myself. I needed help, and I needed a professional who could do that for me. And so that's great. Sometimes you need to rely on people to help. Another person that can help you is your overall spirit. Think of spirit as someone who's sitting on the couch with you, and just say, hey, I need some help. I don't know which direction to go. I don't know which door to open. I don't know what decision to make. If you ask for help, spirit will help you. Now, sometimes the messages seem a little bit unclear or liminal, or they come to us through spirit animals like this, so we need to kind of look at the meaning, or what time of the day did they arrive in our life, or what was going on at the time that they showed up. So there is something in us that needs to understand that the messages are coming to us, but we need to use our clear thought processes, intuition, and our heart to help us interpret those messages. But know what help is there for you, whether it's, like I said, help from coworkers, help from family, help from, whoever it is that you might need help from. And help might come to you in mysterious ways, because life is a mystery, but know what's there. So it was interesting because I don't do a bonus card. I mean, I think earlier in the year I had one card just pop out, and I'm like, okay, we're going to read you because you want to be seen. But I very much was called by that internal voice, like, we need extra card for this reading. And so it's beautiful that it's the number 1 card. It's telling us that we need to collaborate, and we will need to collaborate moving on into this new world, this new earth, this new life that we're living, this new year. It's okay to ask for help. Sing your song. Know that miracles are endless if you just allow yourself to see them. Life is a mystery, and it's okay to collaborate. It's actually beneficial to us to collaborate. So this reading has went on longer than I planned, but I feel very called with what was said during it and for it, and I hope it helps you all very much. It's certainly helped me look forward to this beautiful month of December that we're starting. So I wish you all a happy December. Wherever you're at on the planet, whether you're embracing the coldest winter right now or the highest part of summer, know that you're in the right place for you, that you're at the right part of your cycle, and everything is going to work out. Take a deep breath. Remember to exhale gently. Sometimes you need to do that several times to get through a situation. But it's okay. I actually had a situation last night that happened where I excuse me, and I held it. That just terrible moment of anxiety and dread, and I held it in. And even though like 30 seconds later I understood what happened and everything was okay and everybody was safe, that moment of not being able to exhale, it stayed with me probably for at least an hour, where I could feel that in my chest, like that anxiety pit that was just there and stuck, even though I by then had kind of laughed about my reaction and the situation. Ooh. And looking back on it, I was like, I should have exhaled right away and just known this is going to be okay. I'll figure it out in 30 seconds, but just let yourself release, So anyways, again, I'm going to end the reading now. I hope you all have a wonderful December. I'm excited to see what the end of the year has in store for myself, and I hope you all feel the same way. And if you're ready to move on into the next year, 2026, our 1 year restarting our cycle is here. We're working on it. And so that's wonderful. Well, it adds up to a 10. So you could almost think of it as the end of a cycle in a way, but 10 always boils down to 1, which is the beginning again, numerologically. So enjoy December. Enjoy the new year that's coming. I'll see you again, maybe with a new channel name, maybe not, for the Yule reading. Definitely with a new deck, although I don't know what it is. So again, my name is Stacy. My channel currently is Simply Liminal, and I hope you all have a beautiful December. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening.